Hello?
What's up, girl? What happened after Tony dumped you?
Girl, I'm over it. I went from heartbreak to hate.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Joy. How are you?
All right. For a second there, I wasn't sure if you were going to say hi to me.
When I said oi,
Yeah.
I'm eating some ginger cookies.
Right. And I was thinking, I'd like to eat a ginger dick.
Oh. We were just discussing ginger dicks.
We were. And we were like, why aren't we recording right now?
Yeah. So if you want to finish, you want to catch up on our story.
Yeah, I was thinking I have to add that to my list of things to do before I die. Let's make sure I fuck a ginger.
Yeah.
Never had the chance. So.
Whenever you get a chance to fuck a dick you've never had before, take it.
Well, some dicks, you want to say no thank you very much.
No, I'm just talking. I think if people gave other types of dicks more like
Oh, you just
of a
mean
chance.
like different types of people.
Yeah,
like but I'm saying
uncircumcised.
Oh yeah,
like those type.
Haven't
of
tried one of those yet.
See, you need a dick list.
I do need it. That's actually yes.
A bucket list, if you will.
Bucket list.
Yes. So
Absolutely, I'm gonna create one of those when we're done.
I'm about done with my bucket list, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I've done the dicks of the world.
You've been around the world. You've done the world tour.
I had the Dicks of the World monthly mailing.
I was gonna say, do you have the collector cup and everything?
It was like a Christmas gift. Yeah, it was one of those Christmas
Nice.
clubs you get. That. Yeah, I think I'm not done.
No, you couldn't possibly have done it all.
Not Antarctica. No, and there's still the continent Australia.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm doing,
continents.
like continents.
Okay.
And
I got you. Well, let's not try every single.
Not just races, because races is boring, right?
It is.
You do like one white person, you've done them all. Then it's done, right? So you have to do like the ginger white person or the bald white person with a slightly larger ball than the other. Just all kinds of weirdness.
Yeah.
So that leads in today's topic of
It does. Of drunken stories.
drunken stories.
Yeah. So
The not topic.
The not topic. And so how this came to me, first of all, I couldn't believe we hadn't talked about it.
No, we don't drink.
And secondly, a friend of mine has never been drunk. And I was like, they still make you? Like everybody I know has been drunk at least once for the most part. But
when I met you first originally, you were kind of not a drunk person.
I wasn't a drunk person by any means, but I think I had been drunk by the time I met you. It was still a newer experience.
It was newer, yeah.
I'll give you that. But then again,
You were still like drinking amaretto sours.
I was a baby drinker when you met me.
Oh,
And it's
sad.
like not my fault.
No, it's not.
Okay, it took me a while.
I'll stop eating these ginger cookies
Yeah,
now.
I had to work my way through amaretto sours and screwdrivers and
Did you ever have
blue
an amaretto
fuckers.
stone sour?
Oh yeah, I've done both.
Oh, blue fuckers.
That is a more grown-up drink.
That's a more grown-up drink. Those
It really
blue
is because it's
motherfuckers.
got everything in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you discover that what kind of drunk you are. Like when you drink a blue fucker, you know what kind of drunk
You
you
ain't
are.
fucked
I'm the
up.
kind of drunk that goes, whee! You know what I mean? And I discovered that.
You're the kind of drunk that would walk by a park and then stop and play
Yes.
drunk.
Oh yes. The kind of bitch you just see on a swing at like 3
Or
o'clock in the
if
morning.
someone was draining the city like fire hydrant at 2 o'clock in the morning, you would stop to play in it. Whether or not you got arrested for drunken disorderly or not, that would be something you would do.
That is my level of drunk. You
Yeah.
know, which is much better than like some of the alternatives. There's like belligerent drunk. Which I have a story about it. But anyways, yeah, so at least mine's a happy, playful, fun version.
I don't typically get drunk anymore.
Now, let me ask you this, though. When you do get drunk, do you remember everything that you've said and done?
Yeah.
Because I've also often been drunk and people go, you aren't going to remember this. And I'm like, oh, I will. I just don't have any filter right now, so I'm just, choosing to say it.
Yeah, no, one of the worst drunk stories, and we'll get into it. I remember everything.
Mm-hmm.
I remember everything.
I
Okay,
was like, is it going to be a song?
let's go song. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about high stuff too.
I think so. I think we can mix the two in there. I don't know that my
But
stories
I've never
of
been high.
my weed stories are not as necessarily as colorful as my drunken stories, but
My weed
But I have
stories are the
some.
reasons why I don't smoke weed.
well, I was gonna say weed stories are the reason. Like a lot of the made up words, that's my thing.
Okay.
You know, as once upon a time when I used to would get high, I would never do that now. Clearly,
No,
no, but
that song is the reason why I don't get high.
whenever I used to get high, I would just make up words. You know what I mean? Like I was at hippie camp one year, and we're not going to get into what that is.
Okay.
I'll explain it on another episode. But anyways, neither here nor there. Of course, hippies love them some weed. So
Yeah.
get high with a bunch of people in a fucking tent in summer. You know what I mean? Because I would like to forget that I'm in a tent. But anyways, and I just started talking about money dollars. And in my mind, I knew that was the word. Like, I was really trying to just say money or dollars, but I just slammed them together.
Like in your head, you're like, this is where you insert either money or dollars. And so you're like, money dollars.
Money dollars. And the next day, I was like, what the hell is with me and money dollars? And the guy that I was with, he was like, oh, I just thought it was like a Chicago thing. I didn't know if that I was like, no, that was a high thing. Like, it wasn't, we don't use that term there. You know what I mean? So that's my thing, is usually just make up words, forget words. Gaming machine. I used to call, like, I couldn't figure out what like you call the consoles, the game consoles. I was like, gaming machine.
Oh.
The people I was with were like, okay.
Do we need to tell the world our secret?
Which secret?
The secret about how we got high. The one time we got high together, we did the radio show.
Yes. We were high for so long.
We were high for so long.
So I was like, it
was
wouldn't stop.
ridiculous.
That was insane.
And that was two live, if you're not listening out there, in a recorded show, 2 live hours
Yes.
of radio broadcasting.
And every time we would go to a music break, like the music we played, we were just like, we are still high.
We're still
What?
high.
Oh my God. You were like, I don't know if I remember all the buttons.
Yeah, you don't want to, if you're, I mean, people smoke weed and they build up their tolerance, so they're completely functional human beings.
Right.
Not us.
Nope.
Not us at all. Like, that was...
It had been quite some time for me.
Yeah, it had been a long time for me because, weed. But, yeah, so that was.
It was a night.
Because we were completely blitzed high
So high.
before we even went to the radio
And
station.
like giddy and happy. And I was like, I think that was what started. It was like, well, this would be a brilliant idea, right? We get high, we'll be all happy and giddy about it.
And then it'll wear off. It'll be completely fine. It was all lies.
That was where the planning went awry.
I just remember thinking that the talking sections, which is essentially what we do now on the podcast, we do like 5-minute conversations.
Yeah.
That they were the longest 5 minutes ever.
I know, you kept saying that too.
And I remember just like knowing, I mean, I'm not really articulate. I was never articulate on the radio anyway, but yeah.
Now, have you ever been, this leads into one of my mini stories. Have you ever been drunk, gone to sleep, woken up, still drunk? That only happened to me one time. And actually, I kind of thought that was magical. I was like, how do I recreate this experience? Because it's like, double your money, double your fun type thing. But I had slept a few hours. So I was surprised that I just clearly had drank so much, because I woke up and I was like, I'm pretty.
It was probably clear liquor you were drinking too.
I know it was.
Probably Bacardi.
I don't know if it was Bacardi, but I know it was clear.
And
I know I woke up and I was like, it was like, okay, McDonald's run, but also somebody else drive, still drunk over here.
Yeah, no, I definitely have woke up more drunk than I went to bed drunk. Because you do those end of the night shots.
Oh yeah.
Before you go home, the bar's closing.
Exactly. You're like, quick.
I mean, I shaved my head last
down.
fall because of one of those end of the night shots. So yeah, I've definitely had that. I remember one not one entire 2 years of drinking a lot of Bacardi 151.
Oh yeah. Oh,
and then they would have the like cherries that were soaked in 151 as well. And so I would just be as drunk as I possibly could be in my life. Maybe it was happier. I don't know. I don't remember. No, I remember everything.
I was gonna say, yeah, I know better
Yeah.
than that. Maybe that's a side goal. Maybe you just become a functioning alcoholic.
I don't think so. Alcoholism is not something I want to F with genetically.
No, I understand that. I do understand that.
I have so many people who are addicted to
If
my
I felt
family.
like you could pre-choose, I think I've mentioned to you my cousin who's a functioning alcoholic, just the happiest, nicest man you ever want to meet in your life, brings his own beer with him. It's just beer. Just brings his own beer with him. So nice, polite, sweet. Has to have it at certain intervals. You know what I mean? I'm always kind of impressed. One, with the amount of dollars that go into that.
Yeah.
And two, the ability to still, he functions better when he's drinking than when he's not.
Well, that's because his life has gone past the point of turning back.
Yeah.
There's organs that function because of alcohol at this point. So like if he doesn't have them, he doesn't feel
Right.
better.
Exactly. Like he's rewritten the code.
Yeah. So maybe we don't need to get into that kind of
No,
discussion.
sorry. I mean, that wasn't bad, but it was circling back to fun drunk
Yeah.
stories. Well, I don't know if they're all fun, because I will say one of the last times, so I've been fortunate in that I have only thrown up twice from drinking in all my years.
Oh, we're already to the throw up stories.
I can put a pin in it and come back.
No, that's fine. We might as well just go there.
But no, I've only done it twice.
That's
So
good.
I feel like, people were nice in telling me the rules. You know what I mean? And you learn rules as you go, how to avoid these things. But this night I was drinking, of course, still in my 20s, obviously. And it was one of the vendors that, where I worked, that two guys were like, hey, let's go to XYZ place.
Never go with two guys. To a place.
And
Especially if they're already married.
Well, that's why I didn't think anything about it. One of them had a girlfriend. The other guy was married, older. I was just thinking free liquor. Okay. But then I also started thinking I was trying to match them. That was the problem. Turned into a competition. So I was like, I'm drinking a screwdriver every time they get a drink, whatever ridiculous drink. They've had more years to practice. I think I drank like 7 screwdrivers that night. And we did shots because all of a sudden, after a certain point, that's the thing about liquor, right? After a certain while, it starts to taste watered down. You start accusing the bartender of not putting anything in there because you can't taste it.
It's not the bartender's fault.
It's not the bartender.
It's your brain.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the real truth. But tell that to a drunk person. They're like, he's not putting as much. No, sucking it down. And so at the end, we decided to do shots. Now, at one point, I just full on put my head on the table and took a little nap. That's a problem. It's like one of them tapped me on the shoulder, was like, would you like to go now? And I was like, I think that'd be a good idea. So I was, obviously I'm leaving my car here.
Right.
One of them drove me home. Don't remember that at all. Now that's one time I actually don't remember because I went to sleep in the car, and apparently, according to him, he would hit me and be like, okay, where am I going? And I'd be like, turn here. Don't remember any of that.
Ooh.
Yeah, that part's bad.
That is bad.
That's a little bad. But
Women should never be like that.
I know, that's what you're going to say.
Not that women can't be like that, but it's with a man.
Yeah.
Any man.
You don't think there are certain people you can trust, though?
Is he gay and has had his dick cut off?
Wow.
Yeah.
Now he has to have his dick cut off, too.
It's the only way you can trust a man.
Okay, so then let me turn it on you, because if I got that blitzed and you and I were together, now I can't trust you.
Oh, good Lord.
I know, I'm gonna be one of those. Anyways, back to the story. I trusted the young gentleman who was giving me a ride. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
For your kindness. We appreciate you.
Was he white?
Of course.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know why, of course, but nonetheless. Because you know where I've worked in my past. That's why I say, of course.
You work with white people. I work with white people. Yeah.
So, anyways, neither here nor there. Get home, stumble in the door, go up the steps. Think I'm going up the steps quietly. Because drunk people, no, not at all. Not even a little bit. stumble up the steps, go into the bathroom, bad things. Then at some point, I was sitting against the door of the bathroom. Thankfully, I had an upstairs. My mom lived with me at the time, but she lived on the first floor.
Oh, wow.
And so I'm upstairs crying and praying. Just like, yeah, all of a sudden I become spiritual. And I was just like, I just make it stop. I just don't want to.
It was that bad?
It was that bad.
Damn.
It just was, and it was one of those, I went to finally felt like, okay, I think I can go to sleep. Woke up, the world was still tilting on me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, fuck, I have got to go to work. And I made it to work. There was more horrible things in the morning, but after that, I was like, okay, I at least just feel horrible.
Yeah.
But I'm sober. You know what I mean? And honestly, I'm not even remember sure how I got to my car because I had to go get my car. But I was like, oh, and that was actually the last time. That was the second time I had ever thrown up for drinking. And I said, I'll never do this shit again. I learned an important and invaluable lesson, which we'll get into tips and tricks later.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Nice.
What about you? Do you got any good stories?
Well, I haven't.
Ending?
I used to be a pretty heavy drinker. Like, what year are we in? 2006? No, like 15 years ago.
Okay.
Like 15 would have been my prime. 15, 16 years ago would have been my prime drinking years. So I drank on occasion most of my life, through preteen, teen, 20s. But I was never into it because I had lots of family members that were into the alcoholism of it all. So I was never really into it. But then there was a couple of good years that I spent starving myself and then only eating Cosmopolitan.
If one could eat at Cosmopolitan, sure.
I mean, that was where my caloric intake came from. Was every night, whenever I got off work, I'd hit the bar, hit some Cosmopolitans all night long, and then make my way home. Sometimes I'd sleep at the bar, and then wake up and drink more. I don't recommend it. Actually, I think it's against the law still, because it was against the law then. They have to like make you leave if you sleep. But anyway, so those were those years. But then some of those years, in between those years, there was very little drinking, very, very little drinking. And so one year, a bunch of people that you know and I were at a place that no longer exists, and doing a special event, and everybody was drinking Jameson shots. And so there was multiple Jameson shots. There was all kinds of other drinks going on. And then a bunch of us went outside to like smoke cigarettes, which I didn't smoke cigarettes. I had quit smoking cigarettes. Someone gave me a cigarette to smoke, and immediately, like, I had to go back into the bathroom and vomit everywhere, all over the place. Well, somebody who was not of age and should not have been in the bar was in the bathroom with me, helping me through my vomit situation. And then he called my boyfriend for me and told him that I was done. Those were the words he said. He's like, Bob is done.
Yeah.
And it was like 8 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And we got to 6 maybe.
Okay.
And so,
you were on advanced track.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Alex, because your birthday's this weekend. And now you're of age. So, so then he takes me outside, which is probably the best thing possible, and sits me in the chairs. This is February. It's winter. And so he sits me in a stack of chairs, because, you know, all the outdoor patios stack their chairs. Yeah. So I'm sitting in a stack of chairs, and I'm telling people how much I don't like them.
Which is a very you thing to do.
Yes. So I remember specifically saying, The funny thing is, I remember saying it, but then afterwards, I thought maybe I had just dreamt that I said it because it was some of those, also one of those things. It's very me to get drunk and tell the truth loudly to people about themselves. That's what I do. So then, which sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. This time it was like, I hate that fucking bitch. Like when she's literally where you're at and my finger is pointed right at her and she's looking directly at me. And then my sister thought that my sister was visiting, so she and my boyfriend thought that I was drunk, dressed up like a robot running down the street because at the same time, simultaneously, there's a gentleman that I know named Mike doing that.
Oh, nice.
So they thought that was me. They didn't know what they were getting themselves into when they came and picked me up, and I immediately went home and slept.
Wow.
Until I don't know, the next morning. But yeah.
That's intense.
It's funny that you bring this up because I just actually saw that person at the Norwegian party I went to last weekend.
Okay, yeah.
So we still don't talk to each other.
That's probably.
Every time she looks at me,
wise.
she'll look at me and she'll be like, you can tell she's like, oh yeah, you. And she immediately turns the other direction. So, but I stand by my not liking her.
Yeah, I mean the thing is,
we lost her as a client, but it was a business function. It was a little oopsies, but whatever.
Everybody has oopsies.
Her dad still likes me.
Everybody has oopsies from when they're drinking. But I mean, then there's, the fun side, right? Like the reason why people still do it. Like sometimes it's just funny little things. Like I remember one time I had been drinking, you probably know this story, but been drinking, obviously. We had gone to a club that you and I both used to know that doesn't exist.
Right.
And had a great night, danced on top of speakers and all the good things that you do. And get back to the friend's place, hanging out on the couch, still drinking. And I look down, and all of a sudden I just announced to the room, if you were where I am, you could see down my shirt right now. Like, it made sense to me in my mind. That's a thing to inform people. I don't know why.
And did one of the gay men come over and look down your shirt?
Well, it was like laughing, and yeah, of course, did. But then it was like that certain gay man reminded me many times throughout the years, hey, I'm like, yeah, I know.
He has never said anything stupid like that ever, right?
No, listen, it's just that one, and not actually only that one. The other one too. But anyways, neither here nor there. Yeah, so fun little things like that, like, the things that I've tried.
Oh.
Things that I've tried to create while drunk. You always get very crafty when you're drunk. Or is it just me?
Yeah, I don't get crafty.
All of a sudden now I think I'm going to put together a new outfit. I don't sew, but let's just get out some material. Oh yeah, I've done it before.
I know somebody that does he would go home and do like trigonometry.
No. Okay.
He had never drank before me, and we had a sordid history of things that have happened because of his alcoholism, because he didn't know how to have moderation.
Yeah.
Like moderation is a learned skill.
It is.
When you're drinking or doing any kind of substance. So whenever you don't start drinking, this is the PSA of the day. Do not, as a human being, start drinking with a bunch of gay people. Never make that your first time at the rodeo.
No.
Because gay people have absolutely no sense when it comes to alcohol, especially if you're at their house.
But see,
it's a house party.
I will see your gay people, and I will raise you the entire white race, and allow me to explain. Because I've discussed this before, but maybe not with you.
We discussed it with Ariam was here. That white people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're always like goading you on.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do more. If you're going too slow, they notice everything. White people notice how fast you're drinking. If you're drinking enough. If you're drinking.
That's because we're friendly. We want you to be on our level and having the same amount of fun. It's not like we're trying to get you drunk so we can take you outside and beat you up or anything like that.
No, not about beating up, but it's like, the thing is, so as you said, you learn moderation. You also learn your own body. And people never believe that I've only thrown up twice from drinking, but it's because I learned very quickly how to keep that. I will do anything to avoid vomiting. I don't believe in
vomiting
it.
is not fun.
It's horrible. It's the worst.
No.
So, people see me and they're like, "Oh, you're drinking slow." Like, there's a reason, because I know my limits. I know where I'm at in my life. I'm no longer 5 and can drink 7 screwdrivers and live to tell the tale. Like, I'd be lucky to drink 3 of these damn things. So, have you ever? Oh, that's the other thing. How I stopped drinking amaretto sours.
Oh, amaretto's worse.
It is the worst. Do not drink a bunch of those back to back to back, because you get the chest pains.
Well, if you drink Stone Sours, it's even worse, because then there's orange juice involved.
Where you think you're having a heart attack, but you're really just having the world's worst indigestion, and there's nothing to do but just to ride it out. Water helps, but
water helps. Water helps the entire process. If you start drinking water interchangeably with your alcoholic drinks, your life will be significantly improved.
It can, but alternatively, may I suggest an alternative method? Because a lot of times when you're out drinking with people, you don't want to also order a water, right? Especially if you're drinking with white people.
Not everyone can do an enema in the bathroom, Joy.
Also not where I was going, but I appreciate that you think I have that kind of creative solution. When you get home, you do not go to sleep. You sit on that couch. I don't care how long you have to sit there until you've had 1 or 2 bottles of water. The closer you can get to 2 bottles of water, the better. But it's all the water you can drink before you allow your body to sleep.
Or dick.
You know what? I quit with you. I'm trying to give a serious PSA.
Get some dick, get some sweat out. Get the alcohol surging through your sweat glands.
That helps also. All right. But then you become dehydrated, so also drink some more water. Circling back.
Especially if it was a ginger penis. No.
Real goals. Listen.
Hey, everyone has goals.
Maybe I just have to start drinking at Irish pubs or something.
I
don't know if that would help.
No, probably not. Just go to places where gingers congregate.
Okay, well that was my suggestion. Where else do they congregate? The
Ireland,
secrets.
Scotland.
Yes.
Ireland's the divide between Ireland and Scotland.
We are on the cost-effective dick plan. We are not on a endless supply of money dick plan.
I'm sure there's Gingers Anonymous or something. I don't know. I think you just. The thing is, people have issues. Well, I don't know how we got back on the gender discussion, but. People don't find ginger people attractive. I feel it's the weirdest thing in the world. And a lot of people who are ginger don't find themselves attractive.
Yeah,
I know that's self-hatred that's caused by other people's problems. But I personally, wouldn't say categorized as a fetish, but freckles.
Okay, yeah.
Are a thing with me.
Yeah, you love a freckle.
I love freckles. All the rainbow variations of freckles, the dark freckles that look like scars to the freckles that are barely there. For whatever reason, that's a thing for me. So,
yeah.
But some gingers don't even have freckles, barely have any freckles at all.
Yeah, it's true.
I just think you should just walk up to the next ginger you see and say, "Give me your dick."
That may be my strategy. Listen, I'm getting to the age where I'll pretty much say any damn thing.
And then you can say, "I'm going through the change." Use the change as your excuse.
That's my excuse. That's my cover.
Women do that all the time at work. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have said that at work, but I'm going through the change. No, Cindy, that's still sexual harassment.
Oh no. Don't do it, Cindy.
Don't do it, Cindy.
Just do it when you're on your own free time.
Cindy at my work.
No, but listen, that was a good name. I like you threw that out there.
Yeah, so
ginger
dick.
Yeah, so I guess we've learned, that some of us have bucket lists.
Bucket lists.
Always drink your water.
Drink water before or after.
Water's super. Before or after, all of the above.
All the above. Drink all the waters.
And I don't know, what else is there?
Does the don't get drunk with white people.
Correct.
Don't get drunk with gay people.
Drink with black people.
Drink with black people.
Because black people don't give a good fuck. They're worried about their own mode.
They want their own
They're in their
fuck
own
up.
lane. Exactly. And they could give a fuck about yours.
They didn't even bring it for you.
Correct.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed it's
They
theirs.
only brought theirs to drink.
True.
That's bring your own. That's where bring your own fucking came from. That's black people party. Because it's like you didn't bring anything.
Oh,
I'm sorry. We got water.
And remember that to be beautiful and natural is the birthright of every woman. And I wish you all loads and loads of loveliness and good luck.